Vinny Caravella.
Oh, just cool, calm, collected. Alex Navarro. Here we go. You just cruised right up there. Turned the engine off, put it in neutral, and just rolled right up next to me.
Leisurely drive into the countryside onto some dirt tracks in extremely fast cars. This is Dirt Rally.
Oh, now Rally 2.0.
2.0.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
I'm just getting British there for a second.
Okay.
You may remember Dirt Rally came out a couple of years ago.
It was just launched at some point.
Yes, it
did.
did. It was an early access game on Steam for a while, and then it came out on at least PS4. I can't remember if it came out on other consoles or not. But this is the sequel.
2.0.
This was not an early access game. They just made a sequel. It is at least on PC and PS4. I don't know if it's on other platforms or not. It is a $60 game. It is a rally game very much in the tradition of the Colin McRae series.
Okay.
The Dirt series has obviously become Codemasters' kind of all-purpose, here's our driving series. The Dirt games, the ones that do not have rally attached to them, are multiple driving disciplines, a variety of different weird stuff. Some good, a lot of it very off-road heavy. Dirt Rally is much more just like, this is traditional rally racing. Here are your very long tracks that we have broken up into different stages. It is all time trial based. You are trying to get the best times in these championships. You are managing your cars. You are repairing them between things. You are hiring a staff of trainers and whatnot. And then you're, maybe just going online and participating in daily and weekly challenges and that sort of thing.
Not head-to-head. Not head-to-head? Is that the other thing?
There's some head-to-head in this game.
Head-to-head means you're both going at the same time.
Yes.
Okay.
So there is the traditional rally racing in this game. There's also Rallycross, which is where you see multiple cars going at once.
Collision?
There is Collision, yes.
Okay, cool. This is available on Xbox One as well, apparently.
All right, well, there you go. This is... Let's just get into it. I've got a career going. I've been doing some racing. I've not been doing super well at it, but these are very hard games.
I got a question for you that, that might get us in the weeds a bit, but does Codemasters self-publish?
Yes, they do.
Because I feel like Codemaster games don't get a lot of fanfare these days. They used to be a big deal in the release.
The driving games especially definitely were. Codemasters is a smaller publisher these days, but they are still putting out these games, and it seems like they are still putting some effort and some budget into these things. Because,
for sure. I'm not trying to say that.
Yeah.
I just mean I don't hear I don't see the big press going around about it. I was wondering if they used to have tied in with a different publisher or something.
I don't think they are working with it. They might have distribution with other publishers, like in certain territories, but I think they are still self-publishing the majority of their material.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're still self-developing. Like, this is all done in-house.
In-house, right. Maybe we don't hear about it as much here in the States. Maybe they get a bigger push in Europe and around. Okay,
so we're going to do a traditional rally race here. We are between stages. I need to fix my car because I've gotten some damage between things.
Rubbing is racing.
I've heard that here and there. So while we're here, let's just replace the parts we can replace.
How have you found the economy for this stuff? Pretty good? Like, you're not running out of money?
I have definitely... I've never run out... Like, when you're playing the career mode, I have not run into a situation where it has been like, hey, you don't have the funds to repair your stuff. But the thing is, there is a time limit. Whenever you start an actual rally stage, there's like 4 tiers to it. And after the first 2, you are allowed to repair your car.
Okay.
But you are only given a certain amount of time to do it in. So, in each fix takes a certain amount of time.
Because you're still in the race, kind of?
Yes.
You're in a different leg of the race.
So, if you want to go longer, you can, but you'll take a time penalty.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you don't, then you just have to say, hey, I need to prioritize these fixes before I get back out there on the road here.
Okay.
Wait, where did that say we were going? We are going to, I believe, Poland.
Okay.
All right. So this is the first, I believe, race in this championship. So we'll just get in there. There are 6 different regions for the rally stuff, and I think there's like 8 Rallycross tracks in the game. Yes.
I'm sorry, that looked like a man pointing a revolver at somebody.
Kinda, a little bit actually. Now that I'm seeing it,
like it's the beginning to like True Detective season.
Yeah, like Mahershala Ali's face is gonna appear in there.
What I was gonna ask you was the simplest of questions.
Okay.
The most. Hey, I'm interviewing the person from Codemasters at E3 question.
By all means.
Alex from Codemasters. What is different between Dirt Rally 2.0 and Dirt Rally? Did you really listen to the fans?
I don't. You know what? I'm gonna say this right now. It's been a little bit since I played Dirt Rally 1. This does feel a lot like Dirt Rally 1 in a lot of ways. I think they were doing some procedural stuff with track design in the last game that they aren't doing here. I believe these are just like, hey, here's a bunch of bespoke tracks that we made. I think there's some new cars. Like, these are definitely new tracks, new areas.
Tracks. Okay.
I think they're adding some of the ones from the last game as DLC later on.
6 right of a crest.
Okay.
But that is all I know right now.
Flat middle of a crest.
So as you can see, we have a very helpful man telling me how to drive along this track.
Can you change that voice?
I think you can do it in different languages if you want.
Okay.
So if you want
Italian or
if you want a navigator with a different language track, you can do that. So this is really precise racing. There is no rewind function in this game.
No, okay.
And you get a limited number of restarts in a track before you just have to say, hey, guess what? You can't restart anymore.
So this is what was the one that had the rewind time, the Codemasters game?
Oh, I think some of the dirt games had that. Yeah.
Okay.
I think some of the regular dirt games
just like
had
straight dirt. Like
Yeah.
dirt 3.
Some of that straight dirt.
Give me some of that straight dirt.
I mean, I associate the rewind function primarily with the Forza series. Like, they are definitely the one I most closely associate that and also racing lines with.
I would open up an argument that I think dirt did it first.
You might be right. I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert in the history of that stuff. I just say that is what the association I have is.
Okay.
It's also on my mind because I went from playing Forza Horizon 3 or 4 to this game, and they could not be more different in terms of what they are asking of you.
Sure, a little more arcadey on the Horizon side.
Yeah, Horizon is a game where if you run into a thing, it just kind of explodes and you can just drive right through it. Whereas this is a game, if you run into a thing, your car flips over, you lose 10 seconds as you reset it, and you fucked up your drivetrain, so you have to fix that the next time.
Would it? This might not be the place to ask, but would it bother you too much to check the cockpit view?
Not at all. Let me just get around this turn.
Sure.
That's the hood.
Oh,
There's your cockpit view.
Oh, listen to the sound and everything. This looks great.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I know.
No, it's okay. I'm not playing this for serious, so... Yeah, no, this is a series where people get their driving wheels out, and they take it very seriously.
All right, here's other questions that you will probably not know the answer to because there's no there's clearly no VR support for looking around, right?
I don't think so. I have not seen anything that said, hey, we're doing VR support in this game. I did a quick cursory look at it.
I should look up the Steam version and see if it at least supports track IR, because this seems like a game with a racing wheel and track IR would be really neat.
Yeah, I mean, I can look from side to side here while I'm driving along if I want.
A little tough, though, with this thing, I'm sure.
Yeah, there is also a more zoomed-out cockpit view here if you want to see your hands, which I do.
Which you do.
So this will be a slightly long track, so we're just going to play through the whole thing, because why not? Some of these stages are like, here's a 4 or 5 minute race. Here's one that's like 10. And you have to play pretty much perfect the whole way through if you really want to win. I mean, you can turn the AI down if you really don't want to, you don't want to be super precise about it. Like,
what about driving assist stuff?
There really isn't much. This is a very tunable game. A lot of people will tweak their settings for the right kind of tarmac or weather conditions or what have you. But I have not seen a lot in terms of hey, here's we're just going to auto brake for you, or we're going to do any of that. It seems, at least by default, it is asking you to kind of do all of that.
I have found these games to be a lot of fun with the racing wheel because especially a racing wheel with strong feedback. Because man, it'll just numb your wrist.
Extra long of a junction, 30.
Do you find the
jump into 3 left long tightens, 80.
No, you can ask.
Do you find the navigator helpful even with the calling stuff out on the top, or you just kind of look at what's coming up?
So I listen.
You do.
I don't always know what the terms mean. The one thing I have been able to figure out is sort of their grading system. I'm sure if I just looked this up, I could learn what it all means, but I'm a phenomenally lazy person. But I figured out when they say 5 or 3, when they say what those turns are, I kind of have a sense of what that means now. Which is to say that a 6 is a pretty light turn. It is sort of a more of a nudge in a direction, whereas a 1 is a pretty hard turn in direction. Everything is sort of like a gradient below or above that.
It does sound like no VR in this. I'm seeing a couple of forum threads and some disappointed folks.
Yeah, I could totally see that being awesome. It doesn't sound like that's the direction they're going in right now. I'm way behind on this one. I'm going to have to go flat out here for a little bit.
Yeah, VR is one of those things where, for folks who really want the immersive racing sim, is awesome.
Yes. Yeah, and this is a game that would definitely play to that because, again, it is a very precise driving game. It is one that wants you to pay attention to all the little doodads and all the little. I was going to say I just lost my train of thought because I'm trying to drive.
That's okay.
It is definitely a game that wants you to really hone in on the driving experience in a way that is not just, hey, drive your car through whatever.
And I am looking this up on the fly. I am seeing some people kind of say Oculus support might be coming in the summer.
That'd be great.
So, hey, if you want to look up, worth looking up on your own VR support for the platform you want. I don't know what the PlayStation VR situation is.
For what it's worth, this is just the code they sent along that we're playing on the PS4 here. I remember Dirt Rally 1 on the PC looking pretty sharp. This looks good, too. I think a lot of the environmental stuff especially looks real nice. The car models look pretty good. It's again, I just came off playing Forza Horizon 4, which is about as big budget as big budget driving games get. And it's a different scale.
Right. It looks great, but it's not necessarily a game you'd call somebody who doesn't play games into the room to look.
Exactly. But at the same time, the way they do deformation of the tracks as you're driving along, if you are, I believe, later in the order on a race, any deformation that was done by previous drivers, I think, is left on the track.
So it's just torn up a bit more?
Yeah, so they become more torn up as more cars go along it.
6 left long. 50.
Let's get to the end of this thing. I am not going to restart this race, I will tell you that much. No matter how badly I roll my car at some point. I like these games a lot. I will say they are not meditative in the way that some racing games are, especially the ones I don't have to think too hard about. Having to kind of sweat every little turn and nudge in any direction is a good recipe for my knuckles hurting by the time I'm done with a race because I'm gripping the controller too tight.
Opens of a crest, 50, 5 right.
Hell yeah.
60.
Zooming down here.
Keep left of a crest, 35 right long.
But you can see I only made a couple of mistakes there. I missed a couple of turns or whatever, and I am pretty far behind in this race.
Make up that time.
I'm trying, man. I'm going as flat out as I can.
This isn't flat out.
I mean, there's turns. I can't. Okay, look. That is a different. It's a different brand. It's a different quality of product.
6 right of a crest into bumps.
All right, let's go back on the cockpit for a bit. I know you like this.
I do like this. I think our racing wheel works with, at least works with PS3. I wonder if it works with PS4.
I think it is a PS4 wheel.
Yeah, I think it might be. It works with PC as well, clearly for driving trucks.
Woohoo!
Okay, this is working for you.
No, I did great. I'm fine. I'm alive.
I love that maybe it's not a...
What's that?
Not the pinnacle of gaming development, but I do like the change in audio when you go inside.
Oh yeah, I might be imagining this, and I will immediately cop if this is not a real thing. But I swear to God, sometimes when this guy is delivering his instructions to me, if I am about to go around a turn way too fast, or if I'm about to go hard in a direction that he does not want, there's a little twinge in his voice that makes him sound like, hey, I don't know if that's type 100.
That would be great if they had recorded all that. That does sound like you could just be projecting.
I totally might be, because I only hear it in situations where I feel like I'm going too fast.
Where he thinks he's going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, he's supposed to be in the car next to you, right?
Yes, he is literally in the passenger seat.
Into 6 right. Opens of a crest. Into 6 left long of a crest. 100.
All right, I think we only have a couple of 100. He might just be saying that. I may just be paying more attention to it when I think I'm going to crash.
Into 5 left. Into 2 right. Tightness tarmac.
Let's get around here. I've only got 2 sections of this stage left.
Into 5 left.
I'd be curious if people can play this without looking.
Are you talking about speedrunning this game?
No.
I mean, in a way, you kind of are.
Some like kind of accessibility questions, some kind of just like, hey, can a really good players also just
listen and play accordingly?
Can you know the vernacular? Could you know the terminology so well that the feel with the feedback, could you kind of tell what's coming up? You know?
I think one thing they are sometimes telling you is distances, but I don't know that they're always telling you that. So I'm not sure that you could always predict exactly how far you are from a turn when the guy is telling you something. Again, rally racing is something I've only really consumed on a casual basis. Like, I've played way more of the games than I have watched actual rally races. But I really like the games. Like, I used to love the old Colin McRae games a lot. They're punishing, but they're super good. And, these games are kind of a return to that style of rally racing, which I do enjoy.
I mean, to probably answer a bit of my own question, none of these people are jumping into a track blind. They have run the track.
Oh, yes. Like real racers? Yeah. Oh, totally.
They have run it. They anticipate the turns.
Well, there's a thing you can do at the top of a stage called a shakedown, which I believe is just you running the track without your time counting.
Right.
Like, if you just want to practice it.
You can practice. It's not like sight reading music.
Yeah. But I love to sight read, so here I am.
That's right.
6 left.
Woohoo!
Opens.
I'm good.
You're fine.
I'm good.
You're fine.
I'm alive. That's what's important.
4 left. Tightens 3.
All right, we're on the last stage here.
Into 6 right long of a crest.
We'll check out the Rallycross after this.
Yeah, should also, if you don't mind, just go through and see what the cars are.
So there's about 50 cars in the game. They are going to add some more as DLC, I believe.
Okay.
But it's a lot of the rally classics. Like this Lancia is, kind of a rally classic. Or is this the Fiat? I don't remember which one. Yeah, it's the Lancia. I believe it has the Subarus and the various cars that are expected of rally racing.
Alex, is your car in here?
I think it is.
Okay.
Turn unseen.
I haven't bought it yet because I literally only own 3 cars in this game. That is one thing I will say is that the economy of buying stuff in this game, everything's pretty. I mean, it's not super expensive. It's just that the game doesn't give you a ton of money, so you aren't buying cars left and right, and it's not like loot boxing that shit to you. Which is fair, but also, hey, sometimes I just want to buy a bunch of cars.
Sure.
To 6 left. To stop.
This is a weird question, a little darker. Do they just reset you before you go too far off the track? Because I know the crowd stand right on the
So
edges.
if you go right into the crowd, it will reset you.
It just resets you.
Anywhere else that you crash, you have to manually reset.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah. It's only the crowds that is immediate cutaway of, fuck you, here's 8-second penalty.
Yeah.
Stage finished.
Don't be an asshole.
I think I blew out my tire in the back. You can see that.
Yeah, that doesn't look right.
Yeah, I think at the last stage there, I blew out my tire.
Well, look at you.
Yeah, look at me, 27th place.
Hey, you finished, and you didn't finish last.
Yeah, that's the important part. All right,
full replay, full, I assume, options to... Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't mind, just kind of cycling through some of the cars.
Yeah, I'll go into the car menu if you want to see what we got.
Folks will probably be interested.
I'm just glad they're still making these games.
Of course.
Yeah, like just having that kind of variety out there, especially people who are much more into this like kind of hardcore style of stuff. Let's back out of here. Let's go to the garage. Here's where the cars are.
The garage?
Yeah, so I have this Lancia. I have this Fiat. And I have this whatever that is.
Go to the store. Let's see what's in the store.
Yes, let's purchase some cars or pretend like we're going to. There's a little Mini Cooper there.
Can I help you, sir? No, you're not just looking.
Renault.
Mm-hmm. Okay. BMW. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Lancia.
Okay. That's a cool looking car.
Renault.
Like that.
Ford.
Okay, Ford is in there.
Sierra Cosworth.
Uh-huh.
Peugeot.
Uh-huh. Wait, where does it say how much they cost? It's in the red.
Jeez,
there. I can't hardly see it. I guess
it's red because I can't afford it.
Yeah.
More Fords, MG, Ford. What is this brand? Opel. That's what Opel's is. Okay. There's a Subaru. That is the 95 model, which is one of the most classic of the STIs.
What is yours?
Mine's a 2005, which is, I think, generally reasonably well regarded. But the 95 is sort of like the classic, like, here's the Impreza everyone remembers from rally racing. Let's see, which model is that? This is like the super model of that.
That doesn't look like your car.
No, these are probably much more recent versions of it. Here's the Mitsubishi Lancers. which is a car I also thought about buying at one point.
So wait, is a Lancer a type of car?
Yeah, it's the Mitsubishi sedan model.
Okay.
One of them. But it's the one that they use for rally.
Oh, sorry. I think I was totally just confusing it with Lancia.
No, Lancia is a car
right,
company. Yes. Or Peugeot, Citroen, Skoda, Volkswagen. Oh, there's a Chevy.
Yeah,
you were asking me earlier if there were Chevys.
Yeah.
I think this is just for Rallycross, though. I don't think this is for Rally.
Because
Because some of these cars are just designed for Rallycross.
Aston
Martin.
We made a gentleman's agreement not to try and pick each other's brains about what cars are involved here, because people will know.
Here's a dumb little buggy thing.
What? Dumb? That looks great.
No, I say dumb in an affectionate way. I like the way in which it is dumb. Yeah, lots of cars down here. Like I said, I think there's around 50.
Yeah, you're at the end. That's it.
Yeah, this Ford is the most expensive car.
Is it?
Or no, these.
No, they're
sorry,
not. They're not in.
This Audi, I think, is the most expensive one.
What kind of order they are in?
I don't know.
Look, you can test drive them. That's neat. Go test drive that.
The Chevy?
The dinky.
The buggy.
The one you love.
The buggy.
Yeah, the buggy.
Where was that? Did I pass it?
Yeah, it was definitely. I feel like past 30s. There it is. See if you can test drive it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
It's the most unique looking one.
Yeah, it's the only one of those that I saw in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Rallycross track.
Joker.
Yeah, so the Joker lap is a thing I learned about the last time we did one of these dirt quick looks. The Joker is a lap. It's a longer lap that everyone has to take once.
Oh.
During the course of a Rallycross race.
Huh. So you choose when you want to take.
Yeah, you can take it
lap?
any time, but you just have to do it at least once during a race.
Why is that?
It's just a way. This is the thing they designed for their racing.
All right. Wow, look at you. Oh.
Well, no, I can get in there if I want.
Yeah, get in there. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. You're like in a rocket.
Look at my dumb little buggy.
Yeah, this is great. Oh, this would be cool in VR.
Yeah. I'm totally supportive of the idea of VR support for these games.
I mean, there's a fidelity to the graphics and a frame rate that you want.
Yes.
So you got to make sure you keep that. But
yeah, you really hope that you manage to keep that, because if you don't, that's going to be nauseating.
Yes. But look at this. Look at you. Man, I would be claustrophobic as heck in that thing. It even has little mud flaps.
Whee! Test driving!
Sir, please return back to the... Sir? Wow. You got a little car there.
This is fun. Whee!
All
right.
That's neat. Okay.
Let's go back to the main menu. Let's try a Rallycross race.
I like that you can test drive everything.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, that would be really mean if you couldn't even try the cars that you can't afford.
Yes.
All right, let's so we'll go back to events. Staff is a thing you manage as well. Over the course of your career, you want to hire or upgrade people with money.
Penalty received, huh? Okay.
Yeah, these are that stuff was in the last game, as I recall.
Okay.
All right, let's go to. Was it in the last game?
I don't know.
I think it was. Either that or it was the last dirt game.
If you say you keep
Dirt
up,
4 might have had that.
If you keep up with rally games by virtue of when they come out and you play them, or rally necessarily, I keep up with rally by virtue of watching your quick look.
I mean, fair.
So I'm also another step removed.
All right, we're going to Sweden.
Okay. Beautiful country.
So the Rallycross races, at least in the I've only done one of these championships so far, but it seems like you have to run this track a bunch of times. Like there's a few qualifying rounds, then there's a semifinal round, then there's a final round. So you end up doing like 5 runs on these tracks. I'm not going to do all of those right now, but I just want to kind of give you a sense of what you're doing here.
So is your car, the cars that you have, they are fine for all the races, or will at some point you need to buy a car to be allowed, like A class?
So you're racing against cars of a similar class.
Always.
I think if you want to get into higher class models, you can do that, and you will race against cars of that class.
Can you tune your car up to upgrade it to like a C class or B class? Do you know?
I don't know how far the tuning goes. I don't think you can change the car class. I think you can just add. There are upgrades, like engine upgrades you can do that like give you more horsepower and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem to change the class. It just means that you have a faster model of this kind of car.
So you'll edge closer to the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Use the Joker lap to your advantage. You only need to take it once. If you miss it, you'll get a time penalty.
I feel like they added this specifically because of my quick look last time where I didn't know what that was. Because
They watched it, yeah.
I don't watch a lot of Rallycross, if I'm being completely honest here.
Let's see what you can do.
Okay, so now you're all going to go at the same time. There is collision?
Yes, there is collision, and this is a qualifying round.
Okay, so nudge those people.
Yep.
Do you take penalties for tapping people?
I haven't seen it.
All right.
Imagine if I ran headlong into someone, it might be bad, but...
Beep, 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 beep. Remember, you want to hit the gas on the... Oh, okay. Yeah. You don't normally play in the cockpit, right?
No,
I just like saying
I do when I'm like doing driving wheel stuff.
Okay.
But most of the time I don't. The only game I play in the cockpit exclusively is American Truck Simulator because I'm a huge nerd.
Oh, okay, that's not a penalty. That's probably fine.
When at the top of corners, you will get a penalty.
I got a penalty.
I just wanted to say hi to my friends in the booth.
Look, guys, I was in the cockpit view. It was really disorienting. I'm doing fine, though. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Whoa.
See, collision.
Yeah.
You wanted to see it. There it is.
But there's no penalty, as
No.
far as you can tell.
Say goodbye to that guy.
So no racing lines, none of that stuff.
No.
Right, push into that clear space to extend the gap.
But it is,
Car behind us.
again, their way of that is just to try and get you to run these tracks as often as possible so that you kind of just know them.
That person took the Joker lap.
They took the Joker lap. I will take my Joker lap next time.
Okay. You're always... Oof.
Maybe not.
You're okay. So you can hold down, take a bit of a time penalty, and reset yourself? Is
Yes.
that what that's saying?
Yeah, it's like I don't know what it is in Rallycross, but in the rally races, it's like 8 seconds, I think, is the penalty.
That's a decent chunk of time.
I won the last one of these handily.
Nice.
This one, not doing so great.
Listen. Quick look syndrome.
Yeah, I know. I have it bad. Especially with driving games.
At least just don't come in last.
The car ahead.
I cannot promise that.
Once the rest of them are jumping,
I guess worth noting too, $60. I feel
Yes.
like sometimes with Dirt 160,
I don't remember. One of them was definitely
a little less.
a little
right?
less. There was a time when they were going through a little bit of a budget thing, but boy, I'm just driving like ass. Oh yeah, I got a penalty because I was all over the track there. It didn't count that Joker lap.
Oh, did not.
I'm gonna restart this.
Hey, do what makes you feel good.
I'm gonna do this for real now.
All right, for serious.
We're doing this for serious now.
For serious. Oh, put that mouthpiece in. What are you doing?
I'm just scratching my chin.
I don't think so, bud.
Just scratching my mouth.
I'm just, it's something in my pocket. I was just adjusting my pants.
race. Watch your launch.
Okay, we're gonna do this for real. We're gonna win this.
Okay, win it.
Go, go, go.
All right, good start.
Hey,
Good start.
you're in first place. You're in first place.
Good start.
Never let them say you weren't in first place. That's just not cool.
Woo!
Yeah.
A little two-wheel action there. All right, we're gonna win this. We're gonna win this race. For the good people.
Should I not ask you
Fiat.
questions while you're doing this? I'll
No.
ask you the softball one.
Go ahead.
Did they start you in miles per hour, or is it in kilometers?
Yes, by default they start you in miles per hour. I assume if you got this in another territory, that would not be the case. You can set it either way.
All right.
All right, see, we're off to a much better
Yes.
start this time.
Yes, out. Pack leader.
That's me.
I never like being in first place in racing games because I like following the other cars.
You like to see where they're going?
Yes, and
What they're doing in life?
Well, you can see when they're slowing down, when their brake lights go on. I guess that's changed a bit with racing lines, but
Okay, they're dropping back. Stay cool.
Oh, I'm going to stay cool, buddy.
be cool. You taking
All right,
your Joker
yeah, I'm going
lap?
to take my Joker lap.
All
I'm
right.
going to try and do it right this time.
Yeah. Hey, nice Joker lap.
I think I did it right.
And
I
you're
did
still
it.
in first.
Yes, I am, because they all took their Joker lap, too. Look at this. I'm out ahead of the pack.
You're a race leader, Alex.
Look how far back they are.
Yeah.
I'm the greatest driver of all
You're
time.
almost like 20 seconds ahead.
I could drive hatchbacks for days.
You should just take a couple more Joker laps just for fun.
Yeah, just to be sporting about it. Whee! All right, 2 more laps and I got this.
Don't blow it.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win.
Oh, they're not that far behind. Okay. I thought they were further. You play these on automatic?
Yeah. I am just not a manual transmission person. I don't have the brain for it. Which is not to say I could not develop the brain for it, but I've just never wanted to.
I enjoy a manual transmission. Having driven in San Francisco, I would never get a manual transmission there.
No, not in a million years.
Anxiety I have driving coupled with going into first on those hills, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Bless the people who do it. I couldn't deal with it. I would probably have to get out of my car and tell people to not get behind me on a hill.
Yeah, it's like, guys, no, this you're not. This will not go well for you.
Please, I'm probably gonna touch your car,
and not in not on purpose. It's
not
just
on
it's gonna
purpose,
roll.
But maybe if you just want to get even closer and just buoy me for a bit. Dave Snyder had he had a manual transmission on his truck in San Francisco. And he handled it just fine, but I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, I would lose my mind.
But I love playing manual with a racing wheel and stick
yes.
on games.
I mean, I'm willing to give it a go when we're doing those trucking streams or whatnot.
They're fun. I like slamming it down into gear.
I also really like the idea of manual shifting when I'm not racing, when I'm not having to pay attention to every little shift to make sure I'm getting maximum speed. When I'm just driving down the highways, that's fine by me. I won.
Look at you.
Look at me. Look how stoked I am. Yeah.
Something's wrong with your outfit.
What's wrong?
I don't know. It's too tight or something. You're not getting a good range of motion.
Yeah, that's look. They animate cars. They don't animate people.
It's true. It's not a person simulator.
So in addition to all the championship stuff and career stuff, there are daily and weekly challenges. So it's just hey, here's this track. Here's everyone competing to try and get the best time on this stage with this car. That is always a fun. I did a lot of that in Dirt Rally 1. That's what I spent more of my time doing, is just doing these random challenges.
Oh, yeah, look at all of them.
And, yeah, that is kind of what this game is. As I said, there is going to be DLC coming for it down the road. You said that there may be some VR support, at least on Oculus.
I was getting mixed reports. I guess at first they said no, and then as of this month, I think they said they're
looking at it.
But nothing about PS4 or Vive support.
So, hard to say.
That I could find.
I look into that if you're looking for VR rally racing. But it's just a straight-up rally racing game. I am having fun with this. It is definitely in keeping with the spirit of the last Dirt Rally. So if you're just looking for more of that, this is more of that.
Cool. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Vinny.